Poor result yesterday.
Certainly is. Now we're going to shoot back up to the start for the B final of lightweight women's doubles. Looking there to Poland in lane 1, Katarina Wellner and Veronika Derez. Lane 2 is with Sweden, Cecilia Lilja and Emma Frid. And stepping up from under 23s this season, South Africa in lane 3, Kate Johnston and Kirsten McCann. Silver medalists from Sydney, Australia in lane 4, Alice McNamara and Maya Simmons. And in lane 5, Denmark's Christina Pultz and Helena Olsen. And to finish the contingent, over in lane 6, Lucia Palermo and Maria Clara Rohner. Any moment now they'll be called to attention. There we have it.
Republic of South Africa, Australia, Denmark, Argentina.
It's got to be Yours race this on form, isn't it?
I think so. I mean, they won silver in Sydney. A B final is not somewhere that Alice McNamara has found herself before in this event. I think placing 5th in 2009, 2010 and 2011 in this boat class. Unfortunately, just missing out on Olympic selection for both the 2008 and 2012 Olympics. She was the alternate at those 2 games, and I think they would have been fairly disappointed to have missed the cut for the A final, but definitely looking for redemption. And again, we keep going back to it, but funding is so important. In Australia, it's the top 8 crews, so definitely a place here is very important for them.
It's so interesting just looking at the times from the semis and the repêchages, and I reckon they're going to come under hot pressure from this crew on the screen now. The South Africans stepping up from under 23. They posted a 7-minute in the repêchage, as did the Australians in the semis. So whilst we think the Australians are certainly going to do well here, it's not going to be without challenge from the South Africans, who are absolutely dead level with them at this stage.
I think South African rowing have done really well. They've got a great programme there to build, you know, on lightweight men's success, and to bring Kate Johnson and Kirsten McCann through in the double scull, just to strengthen that programme going forward to Rio. It really is the sign of a very active federation. A lot of things going down there, going right down there. And I was talking today to one of the Namibian delegates, starting off with rowing in Namibia, right next to South Africa. So it's healthy in Southern Africa, the sport.
Look at this now, coming up to the 500. Australia have managed to get their nose ahead by a canvas and starting to move up the field as well. We see Sweden overtake the South Africans just up to the 500-metre mark, looking very strong and comfortable there. In the stroke seat, Emma Frid, and in the bow seat, Cecilia Lilja. Bow seat on the left, stroke on the right.
And the Australians look very dominant at this point. I mean, it's only the second 500, but this is proving to be the crucial part of many of these small boat races. And we can see Maya Simmons there in the stroke seat. A very long, flat rhythm that she's got. I mean, I really like how she rows.
What do you mean by flat, Cookie? I mean, I know, but just to explain it for the viewers.
There's no lift through the shoulders. There's no bouncing up and down of the head. She's a little bit sort of grabby through the shoulders. It's a little bit of hard work going through there, but all in all, the handle travels nice and flat as she's pulling the blade through the water, which is very important for the force production of the boat. But a nice long rhythm. She's a very tall lightweight, but certainly those long strokes are putting them ahead at this point. There we can see the Danes, such a tradition in lightweight men's rowing. These girls will certainly be looking to get better and better over the years in this category, I would imagine.
Same coach, Tommy Paulson, who looks after the lightweight women's sculling programme, has just seen his men's double down, and he's probably got a double back to see the women's double. But there's a lot of work to do in the Danish lightweight programme, outside, of course, of the 4, who are one of the favourites to win that event.
Look how this is developing now, though. Over on the far side, Poland, who were starting to drop back in the first 500, getting back on terms with the South Africans, who've dropped back a length in that 500 metres. So not the best second 500 for them as they start to fall behind the Swedish. Australia 3:34 through the 1,000 metres.
Yeah, the Poles, Katarzyna Wellner, she's in the bow seat of the Polish double, one of the youngest competitors in the race. I think she's just 19 years of age, and she's come through the junior system, to be with the more experienced Veronica Derez as we ride with the South Africans there. But it's a lot of nations taking the chance to put their good juniors into the top crews this year at the World Championships. First year out of the Olympics, maybe a little bit of an easy ride.
Australia looking so strong here. They're just extending that lead out to a full length. They've extended by a second over the Swedish in that second 500, and they show no sign of stopping at all.
Yeah, I think they did work very hard in that second and now the third fives. They can see the rest of the field, the Swedes and the South Africans starting to make a move on them, creeping ever so slightly towards their stern. Maya looks like she is starting to struggle now a little bit of shoot with the seat off the stroke, not quite connected to her blades through the front, and that's indicative of how much load she's feeling in this third 500. And they're the Danes looking nice and strong. They are, technically they're looking solid at this point in the race. They'll be needing to make a move, though, if they want to be in contention with the front runners.
Look at that grit on Christina Pultz's face, though. Each stroke absolutely clamping down her teeth and forcing the blade through the water. Yeah,
I thought the stroke Helen Olsen was sculling really well too. Nice form, nice connection.
Good form here as well from the Argentinians, Lucia Palermo and Maria Clara Rohner. 3:54 there to the 1,000 meters, and coming up to the 1,500, going through at 5:26 for Australia. Let's see now if they've managed to extend their lead. Yeah, another second and a half they've extended over the South Africans.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if anyone can muster up a move to try and tackle them in the last quarter. Certainly, they've got clear water now, and I know that they're hurting. They're really giving it some there. Now, Maya's technique just slowly starting to fall apart just a little, but still rowing very long. I mean, look at the length of her stroke. She's so tall for a lightweight. And although there is a little bit of strain showing on her, they are looking very dominant at this point. I think any of the crews behind them will struggle to catch up. The Swedes there currently in second. If they can muster a move, they could get back into contact, but I think it'll be tough to take the Aussies now.
I think their challenge is going to be fending off the South Africans as we come up towards the red buoys, signifying 250 meters to go. The South Africans are looking very strong in third and could come up to contend for that second place in this B final. But certainly not out of it yet, though. Over on the far side, Katarina Wellner and Veronica Derez has a lot of contact with the South Africans and the Swedes and might come in for contention in the third position. Look at Australia here, though. They've owned the race from start to finish. Low rating, just absolutely hoofing it through the water on each stroke. Good amount of clear water. Safe bet that there's nothing going to change in the leadership of this race. Looking at the South Africans, their valiant effort as they move through the Swedes. Just managing to get into second place, and a strong charge coming in from the Polish on the other side. Sweden really going to struggle to hold them off. Last 50 meters to go, and it's such an amazing charge from the South Africans, who are almost back in contact with the Australians going over the line. Not quite managing it, but they did manage to row through Sweden there. What an exciting race for the Australians. As expected, though, they crossed the line to